Hi there, Baroness Jenny talking for the Baron Party Paints. You know when you look at a figure and think, well, that's not going to take me all that long. I mean, there's a lot of little details, but you know, they're all nice big blocks of colour, and the only details really are the belts across the front. That's going to take me, what, hour, 2 hours tops? And then your other half says, oh, but I want his coat to look like it's patchworked. And then you strangle him and bury him under the patio. No, not really. We are looking at Fenris. Yes, the same Fenris who later becomes Fenris Sulphur, the god of Father Zed in Campaign 1. Oh, good God. So, the Baron bought this guy and said, yeah, I want him to be Fenris, which I thought, yeah, absolutely, I can do that. He just needs to look like a raggedy old wolf man, right? And then he said, yeah, but his coat and all of his armour should look like it's basically been cobbled together from what he could gather. Right? So this is going to take me a while, isn't it? Yeah. Let's start with what's easy, shall we? His skin, I was told he needed to look a little bit sallow and sickly, so that is Rakarth flesh, which usually I use as a base for bone, but it does work as an incredibly pale skin tone. I suppose you could actually use it for revenants and that sort of thing, maybe vampires. It's that sort of pale. His magic is a wash of moot green, that little ball of nonsense he's carrying around. His trousers, those are Bugman's Glow with a little coat of Rakeland flesh tone over the top of it. Again, it makes it look like tanned leather. Sword is Lead Belcher, and any bits of silver on them you can see are all Lead Belcher, just a nice basic coat. The bronze parts are Screaming Bell, which is just a fantastic name for a bronzy, coppery tone. Oh boy, we're going to have to talk about the coat. Let's not talk about the coat, let's talk about his hair, which is, that is Abaddon black with a bit of Celestra grey washed into it as well, just to give it a sort of wolfy hair tone, I thought. Also could make him look like a greying old man. I'm not quite sure which effect I was going for there, but it definitely works. All the brown parts are Mournfang brown, because I've only got one shade of brown at the moment. His boots are Abaddon black, and yes, I am avoiding talking about the coat. We're going to have to talk about the coat. Easiest way I found to do a sort of patchwork looking piece of clothing is to ask, what is the base colour of this? And then we'll work outwards from that. So it was corn red, and what we did was we painted it all up just in corn red to begin with, and then we refused to do any more. No, so all corn red to begin with. Then I started going over it once it was dry with one of my brushes and just putting in square patches anywhere that looked empty. I could have said I was going to be really clever and try and do it that it would look like natural tears, but honestly it would have taken me such a long time, and it was so fiddly even as was. I did do something like that for one of the sleeves. I think you can see it ends in warg flesh, so I assumed the sleeve got torn off there. Other places, all I've done is just put randomised squares of, I think I used warg flesh, Cantor blue and Bugman's Glow as my primaries, and there's a bit of Mournfang brown here and there as well. Painted up lots of squares of it, and then the few squares that I could manage to get at quite easily, what I did was went round the edges with a teeny tiny dab of a contrasting colour and just put a couple of lines here and there to make it look like it had been stitched on untidily. Now, I'm still not 100% happy with how it looks in terms of that. I mean, it doesn't look totally patchworked to me, but I think it'll suffice. I think it does make him look like a bit of a raggedy wolf man, and you know what, I can be just about happy with that. Oh boy, I mean, you've seen Campaign 1, I hope. If you haven't, go watch Campaign 1, The Travellers of Lacebark. Go watch it, you'll find out lots about this guy and how he's not exactly ascended to godhood yet, but he's sort of there. I mean, Father Zed worships him, as why wouldn't you? To be honest, I'm actually quite glad I did get a minifigure for Fenris that was wearing clothes, because as a choice he runs around naked because he's a hairy wolf man. Naked minis. Get back to me on that one. Anyway, this has been the Baroness the Baroness Party Paints. Baroness Party Paints, that's not the thing. This has been Baroness Jenny painting for the Baron's Party Paints. And I will talk to you all later about more minis, I'm sure. Possibly naked ones. Okay, bye!